Whoo-wee. Okay, so if you weren't around Twitter yesterday, you probably should follow me on Twitter, link down below. But over on Twitter yesterday, Black Ops 6 essentially got completely leaked. And we're not just talking about, oh, someone typed in telling us what all the weapons or the maps or anything like that. Quite literally gameplay of Black Ops 6 on multiple different maps, looking at all of the perks, all of the kill streaks, and everything in between completely got leaked. So over the next couple of days, I'm going to have several videos going up in depth describing various different things in regards to these leaks. This video is specifically going to be talking about the gameplay, discussing maps that we haven't seen before, discussing gameplay elements that we haven't seen before, and a bunch of other small details. Later today, I'm going to have another video going over all of the perks, field upgrades, things along those lines, which we found out a lot of. And then on top of that, we have weapons, we have gunsmith, we have everything in between over the next few days that we're going to be going over. So if you haven't already, you're going to want to make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you have notifications on, all of that kind of jazz, because over the next few days, there is a lot of information to go out. I considered just putting this all into one video, but it was just too much. One thing that we're going to be talking about in this video is a brand new Warzone map. No, you didn't hear me wrong. Gameplay leaked for that as well. Now, one thing that you're probably going to be wondering is, Inkslasher, are you going to be showing us all of this information, all of these leaks, all of this gameplay that came out? Unfortunately, I cannot. About a half hour after these were released, DMCA takedowns were set forth, and therefore content was removed. And if I put them on my channel would go bye-bye. So instead, I am able to talk about things, show relevant gameplay from what has been revealed, and tell you all of the juicy details about what I saw and maybe what I have downloaded on my phone. Maybe. Are they going to take my phone? Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Now, as for this video, what we're going to be talking about is the gameplay elements that we saw. So this includes Omni movement, this includes weapon mounting, and a couple little of details that are brand new to Black Ops 6. So first off, we essentially saw gameplay of 4 different maps. The first of which was Derelict. This is kind of the train map, the one where it's an abandoned train ground, kind of in a forest somewhere, some broken down buildings, things along those lines. We've seen this gameplay before, and really there was nothing surprising there. The one thing I will say is the gameplay seemed very fluid. The way that your weapon moved seemed very complete, not choppy or anything like that, but really not much to take away from that one. The second map that we saw is from a map called Skyline. Now, this is kind of the high roller apartment. Again, we saw this one in the reveal, and based off of this one, it looks pretty vibrant. Think Raid, but a different layout to the map, of course. Now, this was the map that they showed off Omni movement. Now, they didn't go in depth and use it against AI or anything, although there was another clip of them fighting against AI, but they didn't really show any of that. What they did show is essentially the forward dive, the backwards dive, the side sprinting and diving, and then the side sprinting and diving to the other side. Like I have said before, this is going to add a whole new element of gameplay to this game. It seems completely different, faster, more options how to evade or engage enemies, and is a very, very big thing. Now, the third map that we saw was Rewind. Now, Rewind is the map that takes place on Liberty Falls, and essentially, basically on this one, if you heard about the leaks from Zombies, there's going to be 2 maps, Terminus Island, Liberty Falls. This is the brighter map, Liberty Falls being the one that you are seeing here, aka Rewind. Now, based off of maps, pretty much everything that I said in all the maps video was absolutely correct, including the map that I was guessing to be the safe house from the campaign is going to be in this game. However, it is not going to be called safe house, but rather stakeout. It's an area that you're staking out, and it seems like a very tiny map. Some other maps that we didn't know, one of them is kind of like this island called Protocol, and another one is called Gala. This is the political gala that we see as a part of the campaign gameplay in the mission where you go in, infiltrate the gala, and the CIA black site is underneath that mission. So we've talked about that ad nauseum before, and that is once again going to be in this game. Now, another interesting thing is Warzone. So on top of seeing these multiplayer maps, they also showed off this big map. Now, if you're wondering where this gameplay came from, how they got it, they seemingly jailbroke a PS4 and found an old build for Call of Duty Black Ops 6. So as weird as this is, essentially they're looking at this gameplay. Yes, it was like released in 4K. However, it's on a PS4. So all of the graphics look kind of grainy, older, not like they're going to look on PC, not like they're going to look on PS5 or Xbox or anything like that. So they didn't look as good as they possibly could. But one of the things that they showed was this brand new Warzone map. and it was big. Now, the rumor for this map is it's going to be called Avalon, which is a part of the campaign that we haven't seen or don't know yet. This kind of got leaked as we saw a map on a wall on one of the multiplayer maps during the reveal. Now, this map was very big. It had several different islands scattered amongst, and each of these islands kind of had a different theme or location on them, but many of the locations simply weren't finished. Boxes that hadn't been rendered, locations that didn't look fully complete, so obviously a super early version of this. Now, the weird thing about this is based off of rumors, we're not getting a new map until 2025, and it's rumored that that big map is going to be first Verdansk, and then later on in 2025 we're going to get another big map that is going to be Avalon. So the gameplay and the section that was shown here, and you probably can find this online, but it's very much more difficult to do so now. But if you do, that big map, not complete, not coming anytime soon, but definitely interesting, especially considering the fact that as of right now, before the launch of the game, it has not been announced or said whether Outbreak is going to be a thing within Zombies or Ground War and any sort of big map stuff is going to be present at launch whatsoever. So based off of that, there's very good belief that this is actually a future Warzone map. Now, there's a couple other gameplay elements that I wanted to point out. First of all, mounting is making a return, and based off of a couple of elements and attachments that we saw that were shown throughout these different clips that were put out, Tactical Stance is also making a return in this game as well. So Tactical Stance with Omni Movement might just be insane, like game-breakingly good, but again, we'll have to wait to see, because if you can sprint or move quickly to the side while in Tactical Stance, that adds a whole new element to the game. Picture sprinting backwards while being in your Tactical Stance and being able to shoot with a reasonable amount of accuracy. That is absolutely game-changing. Now, we saw a bunch of attachments, weapons leaked. I'm going to be going over that in future videos, but just a couple of very interesting things. One of the field upgrades that was actually leaked is known as Sleeper Agent. It's unlocked at level 23, and I'm guessing based off of the build that he was playing, how early it was, this was probably an alpha build, and everything that we're seeing here is most likely to be in the beta, which is of course coming on August 30th. So we're going to be seeing most of this stuff, but what Sleeper Agent is when you use your field upgrade, all of a sudden that name above your head is now an enemy name, and you are disguised as an enemy, which could be incredibly overpowered. That being said, there was a counteraction for this, which was the perk called Vigilance. It was a perk 3, and basically it makes it so that you are immune to counter UAVs, things like that, but also immune to Sleeper Agent. So there you go, there is your counter to Sleeper Agent. Now again, there's a whole bunch of things that have changed with perks and the interactions and the way that they're going to work, and that is what we're going to be looking at in our second video today. I'm sorry that I couldn't show you the gameplay, but if you saw it out there, it is looking fresh, it is looking spicy, it is on a PS4, so keep that in mind if you do see it. But yeah, it was completely leaked, and we got a lot of it, and we're gonna have many videos coming about it over the next coming days. So make sure you're subscribed, have notifications on. We'll see you in the next video, probably coming out in about 3 hours. That one's gonna be on perks, field upgrades, equipment, things like that. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. See you in that one. Peace. We are